Let's say that your team uses a task tracker or any sort of spreadsheet, and you want to have a compiled list all in one spreadsheet. That way you can have a bird's eye view and keep track of everything without having to go to a whole bunch of different tabs, spreadsheets, and all that fun stuff. Let me show you how to do this. So for example, we have a task tracker for Olin, and we have a task tracker for not Olin. Now, since we want to compile it into one team, we can create a full team task tracker. And the first formula you need to know is import range. So we're going to type equals import range, open parentheses, and then we'll need the URL. So I'm going to go ahead to the first one, copy the URL, and then inside quotes, we're going to paste that URL. We'll put a comma, and now we need to have the name of the tab, and we need to have the range that we want to pull. So we want to look at the combined list to see everything that's pending or done. So the name will be combined list. We'll follow that with an exclamation mark to identify that it's a tab. And then we want column A2 all the way through the end of column N. So inside quotes, we'll put combined list, exclamation point, A2, colon, N. In the quote, press enter. Now the first time you do this, you'll get a reference error. And that's because it wants you to authorize the ability to pull between spreadsheets before you're able to actually get the information. Once you press authorize, it will pull through automatically. Now one thing to note is that we have everything here, but we also have a whole bunch of different blanks. So if I were to try to type something in right here, for example, it's going to block everything because we have a whole bunch of blanks in the spreadsheet, but we don't have enough room to execute them. So this is not editable. This is more just a kind of a bird's eye view. One thing you can do to get rid of having the blanks and pull less cells to make things run a little bit smoother is you can wrap this in query. So we're going to put query, open parentheses, and I'm going to put a comma. And inside quotes, I'll put select star. So select all, where, and then pick a column that's going to have a value 100% of the time. Because if it's something that doesn't have a value 100% of the time, it's going to cause you to miss some data. So in this case, we have a teammate listed 100% of the time. That's listed in column 1 of the spreadsheet. So I'm going to put call 1 is not null. I'll end that quote and press enter. And you can see here we're kind of like joining cells, the first 3 columns. That's a little bit funky. So we're going to put a comma, 0, and press enter. And now everything is spread out just like we want. So if we were to go over to our spreadsheet, you can see we have 3 not started and then the rest done. That's the same exact thing that we have right here. But since we're not including anything that's blank, if I were to type something after, it's not going to block the execution because there is enough space right now to block everything that's already there. Now, if I were to go back here to Team Task Tracker, let's say I added something else. Now, if I go back here, you can see that even though it was blank, it now contains value, so it will now be included in the data set. All right, so that's how to pull one individual. Now, to return multiple spreadsheets, we want to have a VStack formula that stacks all the details from one on top of the other one. So I'm going to copy this import range formula. I'll go ahead and do a page break to make it a little bit easier to read. Put a comma, paste that other one, and then we have another comma down here, so we don't need to do anything else. All I need to do now is copy the URL from the spreadsheet I want to return. Now I'm going to replace the URL that's there. So I'm going to put that and press enter. You can see here we have too many arguments, and that's because we have not added the VStack formula yet. We'll put VStack, open parentheses, then after the second import range, we'll close the parentheses and press enter. So now we have all of Olin's tasks, and then if we scroll down, we'll have all of not Olin's tasks. And since we removed all of those blanks, instead of having Olin with a whole bunch of different blanks and then not Olin with a whole bunch of different blanks, all the blanks are gone and it just stacks Olin's on top of not Olin. That's how you bring data from different spreadsheets into a single one and stack them on top of each other. Now, there is a hack as well. So instead of having to find the URLs, look at the ranges, all that fun stuff, you can create a report that's called Team Reports. And from there, you can add the URL, for example, and you can turn it into a chip by pressing tab. So we have a link to the spreadsheet that we're wanting to pull from right there. And then since the range is going to be the same no matter what, you can set it up where you have an array formula where if it's blank, then it's going to be blank. So this one doesn't have anything listed, so it's going to be blank. If it's not blank, then you want to return whatever the range is that you want to import. Once you have those, instead of having to put the URL here, all you have to do is just point to the cell that contains the URL. So I'll delete this, go to my team reports, and I'll point to the cell that contains the URL. In this case, it's cell B2. Then I can delete the range as well and select the cell that contains the range and press enter. So now it will work the same exact way. It's just a lot cleaner. I can do the same exact thing for the next one. So I can double click on the URL, delete it, go to my team reports, select cell B3, over here to my combined, go to my team reports, select cell C3, and press enter. This does the same exact thing, it's just way cleaner. Between the page breaks and everything else, it's super easy to use and how to read. And that's it, that's how to create the combined list. And since it's already in query formula, you could do something else if you'd like to. So for example, if we want to only see things that are in D, we could say this is column 4. You could say where all 1 is not null and all 4 equals, inside soft quotes, done. Now it will only show options that are done. So if you don't know the query formula, it's something that you should really learn. That's really great and it will save you so much time and hassle. Instead of having to create different formula combinations, you'll be able to really do a whole lot with less. And import, range, VStack, query, all those are great, especially in combination with each other. So that's how to combine different spreadsheets into a single tab and manipulate the data into how you want it. Now that everything is there, you can see that everything is populating just as we want it to.